What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 10-7 MMA. I'm DS. You guys already know that's Dina Bam Bam.
Yep.
What's good, my guy?
Just chilling. How are you?
Pretty good. You know, like, we came in with some chill vibes on this one so far.
Just laid back.
So,
the blue lighting.
Yeah, I'm not feeling chill at all, though, I'll say.
Yeah, I'm tweaking. So,
yeah. Are you tweaking off this incredible card that we have in front of us this upcoming week?
Partially.
Yeah. It's it's something, for sure. We have a 15-12 Angie Hill in the main event.
Yep.
That's not fair, though. That's not fair. Angie overkill Hill. I really like her. I used to not like her for whatever reason. I don't know why. She fights hard every time, and she gives everybody a good fight. And also, she's been robbed more than like any other fighter that I can think of. I feel like she should have should be like 18-9 or something. You know.
That's better.
Anyways, there's a lot of news that we need to cover, but we're not going to do that here.
Well, let's just do this.
Yeah.
First and foremost, guys.
Oh, please, yes.
If you can click the little subscribe button down there, that would be amazing. Ring the little bell. Follow us on Instagram at the107MMA. Yes, there was a shit ton of news, but
much news,
and we'll cover that elsewhere.
We will.
I did just want to mention. Did you not feel like that was just like a shot from Dana to Francis to try to kind of bury that news?
It absolutely felt like that.
Yeah.
And also, they must have just been sitting there like, all right.
Tony
versus just throwing shit out because dude they powwowed.
Yeah,
they powwowed hard because we've got 10 sick fights that were announced.
And the funniest thing to me was the Gaethje and Poirier fight was obviously they had been working on it for a while. We knew that, but I think they just released it strictly due to the Francis thing because the official hype video on YouTube from the UFC is shot vertically. It's just from a phone.
Oh my god!
So it's just I don't know. It's
they're just
super
so you
weird.
think they're just rushing to pump it out, get it out.
Yeah, because the Francis shit came out and Dana's no, we're winning the news on this day. Also, before we start, quick shout out Davey. It was his birthday last week. He was at the fights.
Shout out Davey, man.
He was at the fights and he took hella pictures with Jamal Hill and Aljo and he was tagging us in all of them. So shout out Davey.
With who?
Jamal Hill and Aljo.
And no, that's not what he calls them.
Oh. We're not doing that.
In any case, let's dive right into it. If you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's dive right into it. First fight of the night, allegedly, according to Tapology, is Takashi Sato versus our boy Themba Gorimbo.
He's an our boy.
Wouldn't you say?
I mean, I like the name. Yeah.
It's such a fun. It's the funnest name to say.
Themba Gorimbo.
Gorimbo.
All right.
What's his nickname?
You tell me.
Frimbo.
Gorimbo.
That's right.
Let's get it.
So Takashi Sato versus Themba Gorimbo. Take it away, please.
Yes, sir. Let's start with Takashi Sato, 32 years old. Well, both fighters are 32 years old.
Yeah.
Takashi
Is
Sato.
Gorimbo 32?
Yes.
Okay.
Takashi Sato, 16-6 as a pro, 2-4 in the UFC. Currently on a 3-fight losing streak. Those came against decent competition though. Miguel Baeza, Gunnar Nelson, and last time he was knocked out by Brian Pooh Bear Battle, who we just saw this last week. Mm-hmm. His fingerprints are all over this fight card. Mm-hmm. Brian Battle. But anyways, 11 of Takashi's 16... Is it Takashi Sato? That's the name, right? Takashi?
Yeah.
Okay. 11 of his 16 pro wins are by KO. Mm-hmm. I was thinking 6'9". Shout out 6'9", I guess.
No. We're not associating our shit with that.
Anyway, Sato is he's an active striker, is always moving, good power, solid timing, very active feet, but he has zero head movement. He's just constantly getting clipped, so that's not a good look. Then we have Themba Gorimbo. I guess he's a certified R-boy at this point. Long-bodied striker, likes to counter, he likes to keep his distance. He's not very active, though. He's very defensive. As far as the grappling's concerned, he seemed better than I thought he would be last time out, so that was impressive.
The thing is, it seems like he likes to grapple.
Right.
Which to me, I feel like, why are you doing all that?
In what sense?
And he's out here trying to grapple wrestlers, and it's just chill out, dude. You should have better fight IQ than that.
Right. But
usually, if people aren't good at something that they want to do, it's striking. You want to try to get a knockout.
True.
You know,
True.
So it's just weird to me that this guy's got pretty good striking. He's long, he's rangy, he's got good power.
No.
And he's let me take you down.
Boring.
Huh?
Let me be boring.
It's just weird. I don't know.
Anyways, I think I'm going to go with our boy, Themba Gorimbo, on this one, Dino.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be careful, as he often does in the striking, popping the jab, keeping Sato at range. And then the grappling, as I mentioned, I thought it was pretty damn good last time out. I trust he can get a win via decision here over a guy who seems to be on his way out. and Takashi Sato, even though they are the same age.
Yeah.
No knock against Sato. I mean, his losses are to good comp. But yeah, Garimbo 29-28 is what I'm going.
Yeah, I think the best thing that Sato has going for him is the fact that he's a southpaw. So maybe that gives Garimbo some trouble, you know. Yeah, like you said, man, he doesn't have a lot of good head movement. He got his head kicked into oblivion by Brian Battle. We know one thing for sure. He's going to try to keep it standing. So I think Garimbo can beat him up on the feet and certainly on the ground. I mean, we haven't seen absolutely anything from Sato on the ground.
Yeah.
This is a pretty straightforward one for me, man. I know the odds are close, and like you said, I know that Takashi Sato has lost to a really good comp, but he has not had a fruitful career. I think he's lost, 4 of his last 5?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the only guys that he's beat in the UFC are, like, Ben Saunders, you know, Jason Witt, which the Jason Witt one was a nice one, but, you know, anybody who's decent. And is Garimbo on their level? I don't think so, but
Me either, yeah.
He's kind of sloppy at times, man. You know, like I said, I don't think he has the best fight IQ. He's, like, fresher in the game to me. You know, he just seems like a more raw fighter. I know their records aren't terribly, like, different in terms of the number of fights.
But yes, he is.
He just feels more raw. I think he has more room to improve. Versus AJ Fletcher last time did not look great. You know, again, he was trying to take AJ Fletcher down. Why are you doing that, man?
Right, I agree.
But he's not going to have those issues with Sato. I think he gets him down and either ground and pounds him to a TKO victory, but I feel like he's not going to do that. I feel like he's going to try to, like, submit him because he does have some submissions on his record. So I would say Garimbo by sub is honestly probably a pretty good prop bet.
Yeah, why not?
But I would think, honestly, yeah, Garimbo by sub. That's like I think that's like what I think is going to happen. So, in any case, moving on to the next fight on the card, it is.
By the way, we agreed, which I think 2 weeks in a row we didn't agree on the first fight.
We did not.
So that's
we
good.
did not. Son of a bitch, you interrupted me.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. The next fight on the card is Victoria Leonardo, the American, versus Natalia Silva, the Brazilian. And I guess I'll take this one first.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Victoria Leonardo, she's okay. You know, she has fought some decent competition. She hasn't had a lot of pro fights. She's already 33, though, so, you know. Last time out, she beat Mandy Bohm by unanimous decision. World-class actress Mandy Bohm. You know, what is that really saying at this point? I don't think Mandy Bohm belongs in the UFC, personally.
Yeah. You said that last week, and it kind of proved it last week.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah.
I like it when you remind me when I'm right. Besides that, she's got losses to, what's her name?
Melissa Gatto.
Yeah, Melissa Gatto, thank you. Menafioro, Miranda Maverick, Erin Blanchfield. So she hasn't had, like, the easiest route there, you know? And, like, at the time, maybe it didn't seem like great comp, but now looking back on it a couple years later, you're like, shit, this lady ended up fighting people who were legit. I mean, Erin Blanchfield alone, and even Menafioro, these are top, you know, women's fighters in this division. So, you know, to me, she's been a bit of a stepping stone. She's decently well-rounded. My only thing that I noticed is that she has got, like, no power on the feet.
Yeah.
Her cardio is also not that great. You know, we saw that versus Gatto. She kind of burned out in that one. She did break her arm, so really tough. She broke her already surgically repaired arm at that point. You know,
That's
so
tough.
She's tough, man. You know, she wanted to continue. I'm sure you watched that fight, but yeah, the doctor had to step in, and when they felt her arm, immediately they're like, nope, that's it. She's also short. She's got like 64-inch reach, I want to say. She's not awful on the feet. You know, she was actually a Muay Thai champion in 2016, which, again, man, I don't know where these competitions these people are hosting are, or who's like the judging or whatever.
But let me get involved.
I don't know, man.
You might win one of those. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know about all that. I'm just saying, man, it's kind of crazy to me when you watch them fight and you're like, this lady should not be a champion of any striking.
Right. She's a world champion. You know?
Silva, the younger fighter, 26 years old. She's also short, so you know maybe that will work in Victoria Leonardo's favor. She's not fighting all these bigger girls, you know. So one thing I did notice that is she's got really good balance and really strong legs.
Yeah.
So up top, she's kind of small, kind of skinny, but she's very bottom heavy, and I think that'll bode well for her. I do think that she's best on her feet. She does have a bunch of wins by armbar as well. She's got good snap on her punches. She's got good speed. Her last loss was to Marina Rodriguez. So for me, this is pretty straightforward. I see a 30-27, maybe a 29-28 decision going Silva's way.
Yeah, I'll keep it short. Silva, I think, is better everywhere.
Yeah.
Her biggest flaw is her takedown defense to me, but she does do a good job at getting back to her feet after she is taken down.
Mm-hmm.
So if that happens in this fight, if she is taken down, I'm not too worried about it. I'm pretty shockingly confident in a women's fight this early on the card.
That is pretty shocking. What are the odds on that one?
She's the biggest favorite on the card. Silva,
oh, no shit.
Minus 550.
Wow.
Sounds right.
I didn't know that.
I feel like a finish could happen. Maybe a round 2 or 3 TKO
I don't
to
see
ground
that,
and
honestly.
pound.
As tough as Victoria Leonardo is.
Whatever. We're both going with Silva.
Yeah.
I have it via finish. You have it via a dominant decision.
Yep,
So,
absolutely. Yeah. Moving on, next fight on the card, it's Chase Hooper versus Nick Fiore.
Yeah.
This is interesting, and I'm very curious to see what you're going to say about this one, but please take it away.
Sure. I want to start by saying I think on this card there's a ton of fights where, and I'm talking about Chase Hooper here, there's a ton of fights that we know what the person in that fight is about, and we know what they're like. They have a glaring flaw, and we know what it is, and it's been on display.
Absolutely.
So
you know what? You're right. A lot of one-dimensional fighters.
That's what I'm saying. I noticed that heavily on this card. We know his deal, Chase Hooper, man. He's a slick grappler, nasty sub skills, filthy jiu-jitsu, but that's all he's got.
That's it.
He's got no hands. He's got no type of striking.
Are you skinny and slow?
Well, he's so damn young, man. Like, I feel like we forget how young Chase Hooper is. But what is he, 23, 24 years old? He's 23.
Yeah.
Dude, in the Kolaris fight, it looked like he had developed his striking.
I was going to say,
things were,
I have that written
going
down
right.
too.
And I believe he was working with Wonder Boy for that. So I was like, hey, man, this guy, maybe turning the corner and adding
that. But then
that.
versus Steve Garcia, he looked pathetic.
Terrible. Got his ass beat. Right, got his ass beat.
Steve Garcia was literally like, okay, here, and then he was like picking his shots.
Yeah, I mean,
taking his time to like
it was
pick his shots.
completely different
Yeah,
levels.
It was awful.
Completely different levels. You mentioned last week, and I said this a few minutes ago, Brian Battle's thumbprint or handprints are all over this card. You mentioned last week, Brian Battle looks like how he fights. Chase Hooper looks exactly like he fights too.
Yeah,
he's just like this jiu-jitsu dork. You know what I mean? Like
the little fro and shit.
Like. So I met him in Vegas, and funny story, I mentioned to him that I was like, "Hey man, you beat my cousin's best friend's ass in the UFC," talking about Tamer. And he was like, "Who's your cousin?" I'm like, "Who's your cousin's friend?" I was like, "Daniel Tamer," and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." It's like, fam, don't be sorry. Like,
God.
That's your job.
I mean, he's just a little guy, dude.
Right, and I guess he's young, but anyway.
You know what? I almost just made myself throw up. I realized I am almost 10 years older.
Almost.
Chase Hooper. Almost. Oh, your birthday's coming up.
Soon.
It's like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
We gotta do something nice.
Yeah.
Gotta do something special.
But anyways, Nick Fiore, young guy himself, 25 years old. He's also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, so he does have the the grappling accolades. His striking is a decent bit better than Chase Hooper's is. Good accuracy, doesn't look lost on the feet like Hooper normally does. He also has better takedowns than Chase Hooper does.
Yeah.
I want Chase Hooper to win, and I think he's the better jiu-jitsu practitioner between the two, but he has no hands, and that last fight was so terrible. I have to take the underdog here.
Is he
Chase
an underdog?
Hooper is the favorite.
Oh, okay.
So I have to take the slight dog in Nick Fiore.
He got that dog in him.
He got that dog in him.
No, it's near even, bro.
I think Hooper, well, when I looked, I believe he was a slight favorite.
So. It's like minus 120.
So it's a coin flip?
Yeah.
Either way, I got to take Fiore. I think Hooper can find a finish. I think, obviously, if it gets to the ground, he's liable.
Yeah.
But, man, the hands ain't there, and the fight starts on the feet. I know it's like a simple way of looking at it, but, like...
Yeah, I always think, like, it's not often I look at a fight and I'm like, I could fuck both these guys up. I'm pretty sure. Like, and
I didn't want to say, and I was thinking of it because, I didn't want to say that.
And I know if he grabs a hold of my leg or something, I'm done. But, I'm throwing a front kick, dude.
Right. And I get how good these, trained guys are. But it's dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy at all because I respect all these UFC fighters. If it was a boxing match. Yeah, you're beating Chase Hooper.
Beating the shit out of him,
without question.
Yeah.
But, in MMA, you might grab your toe and...
My kek.
Yeah. Shout out Chase Hooper, by the way. Nice kid.
Shout out my kek.
I was going to shout someone else out, but I feel super inappropriate doing it after that.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Let's take a pause.
Let's not. Go for
it.
Go ahead.
No. Damn. All right. Well, listen, man. This is not like an easy one. This is one of the harder ones on the card for me to begin with.
Yeah.
Do I want to pick Chase Hooper? No, I don't.
Okay.
Nick Fury looks dorky as shit too. So
you're just picking the.
Chase
Hooper looks dorkier though.
There's no question.
Right.
You got the little curls like
I'm
that.
gonna upload the picture of me and Chase Hooper to the 10-7 MMA this week.
Do it. If you don't follow us on Instagram, you may not see it.
Yeah. So do that.
Do that. But I'm gonna go with Chase Hooper. I just think that this will end up a jiu-jitsu battle at some point.
No.
And I do think that he's got the better jiu-jitsu. Didn't he just beat Clay Guida in a grappling match too, I think?
Yeah, but
I mean, what is that saying? You know, if I asked you who you think would win that.
Yeah, was that the New Year's thing? I think it was the New Year's thing.
Oh, was it?
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't ever want to pick Chase Hooper. I'm going to pick him here. And I don't know by what means.
I want to pick Chase Hooper.
Okay.
But I can't.
Well, that's where we differ.
So we got to this. We got to different results using the same fucking avenues. So.
Same methodology.
So let's get it.
All right, moving on to the next fight on the card. It is Ilir Latifi Shiptar versus Rodrigo Nascimento.
What's that nickname?
Shiptar is just it's just a word for Albanians.
Okay.
That's what they call each other.
Okay.
It's like a word of pride.
I thought that was like his nickname.
No, I mean he's got to be Albanian, right? Ilir Latifi. I know he's Swedish.
Yeah, probably.
I know he's Swedish, but
I'm pretty sure he is.
He's as Swedish as Zlatan is.
Right.
In any case, Ilir Latifi, man, two-time national wrestling champ in Sweden. The dude has no neck. He's stocky as shit. He's jacked, and he's like 5'9" in the heavyweight division.
Right.
He's getting up there in age. What is he, 37?
40.
He's 40. Good Lord. I mean, and we've talked about this many times in this podcast. We know age doesn't matter as much in the heavier weight classes. I just want to say this. It should be, like, it's an indictment on the entire heavyweight division that Ilir Latifi, guys like Ilir Latifi, and no disrespect to Ilir Latifi. Ilir Latifi is a legend in the UFC to me. Like, like
in his own right.
Well, in his own, like, he's not like a top, but like he's a guy that's been there, for so
forever,
long.
Fought a lot of people,
there's value in that. There's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
But look at all the red that you're looking at his record. Look at all the red, man.
Yeah.
Like, so for me, if I'm a UFC heavyweight, I'm looking to get this guy out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's an indictment on me and everybody else in this division that this guy's still sticking around. And props to him for being so goddamn tough.
Of course.
But sorry, what were you saying?
I just wanted to add on to that. Actually, I was thinking about this today. I don't know if it's tomorrow or Friday. It's one of these days coming up, but there's a Bellator card.
Yeah.
The main event is Ryan Bader, who's the heavyweight champion there, who has fought Ilir Latifi in the UFC. He is taking on Czech Congo, who's 48 years old. And the fight before that, Ryan Bader fought.
Congo is still in
48
MMA?
48 years old, fighting for the title.
But shout out Czech Congo.
Shout out Czech Congo.
Dude, he's had some.
The him and Pat Barry thing.
The Pat Barry moment
crazy.
is one of the craziest things you'll ever see.
But listen to this.
Who the hell's Pat Barry?
So Pat Barry, right. Anyways, that's not where I was going with it. So Ryan Bader, who's the champion of Bellator, is defending against Czech Congo, who's 48. His previous fight defending the title was against Fedor, who is obviously 20 years past his prime. And it's like, that's the top of the heavyweight, food chain outside of the UFC.
No, I get it. I know exactly
it's
where
bad,
I
dude.
get
Like,
it.
the state of the division is not just bad in the UFC, it's bad.
I told my dad the other day, like, I explained that concept to my father the other day, and I was like, man, he knew where I was going with it right away. He's like, oh, you think like you? Like, I'm like, yeah. And he's like, he started cracking up. And I'm like, bro, you're tripping.
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't know.
Right.
Like, these guys are trash. I'm sorry. Like, in any case, Ilir Latifi, really what he wants to do is he's going to want to get Rodrigo down and just grind on him. And get him down and grind him out. Or catch him with a big right hand. And by God, they are not technical.
Right, but they're big.
He's swinging them bitches.
Yeah.
And, if they catch you, you're done for, right? So, I don't know, man. 2 fights ago versus Tanner Boser. Boser's not a wrestler at all, so it was a good matchup for Latifi.
Mm-hmm.
But, was it impressive? Would you say so? I mean, not really,
Yeah.
I think he's going to try to get Rodrigo down and grind him down. Rodrigo is a jiu-jitsu specialist, I would say. So, is that the game you want to play? He's also the much longer fighter. Is this guy even... You can't get a choke on him.
No.
Let's go.
I don't know.
You're not gonna get a choke on Latifi.
Ain't no net.
He's Rodrigo, man. I don't know what to think about him. You know, there at times he looks like really composed, and his cardio has looked good in certain fights, and he comes back and like what fight was I can't remember now. What fight was it where he was like losing the fight? Was it? I think it was Tanner Boser. So they both fought Tanner Boser, but. Wait, they both went to a split decision with Tanner Boser, which is interesting.
Very interesting.
Shout
out Tanner Boser.
Also, dude, he lost to Dawkins.
Yeah.
He got knocked out brutally by Dawkins. I don't know. Also, one thing that's messed up is he was whooping Alan Baudot's ass, and then it was called a no contest because some juicing stuff.
Yeah.
And then he was able to prove that he wasn't.
Nice.
And they never overturned it. So now it's still no contest on his record, which is so stupid.
Yeah.
In any case, man, I think he's tough enough. He did show that versus Boser that, you know, he's got some toughness in him. I think he should have better cardio. If this fight keeps going, he should certainly have the advantage. It's close. It's really close for me. What are the odds on this?
Plus 130 for Ilir Latifi. Nascimento is a minus 155.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the same shit.
Right.
I'm going to go Rodrigo, man. I really don't know how.
Yeah.
I guess probably by decision, I would think.
Yeah. I'll say this.
I don't feel strong about it.
No,
I could see Latifi catching him.
How could you feel safe about it? Here's my thing. What gives me just like a little bit of more comfort is the fact that didn't Ilir Latifi just retire?
Oh, and not only that, he like threatened it a couple times.
Right, but he retired. Like,
retired,
I remember he took his gloves off and like made a whole thing.
And that's
it.
awkward. I just want to say,
like,
I would never show my face again.
Right.
At least not in that promotion.
So it's like
I would go like
you go fight.
I would go PFL or some shit. Like do some different shit.
But it's like he just retired, so it's like, where's your head at? Like, do you want to do this, or is this a cash grab? Is that what this is about? Like, I don't know.
Grab.
I think a younger Ilir Latifi would win the shit out of this fight. I think a more committed, Ilir Latifi probably wins the fight.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take the guy that's 10 years younger and bigger and is, I know, committed to at least trying to make this work out.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so
I'm with you on that.
Probably decision, but maybe Latifi gives up. Maybe he's just not in it and he's just here for a paycheck. That's like, that's where my head's at.
And shit, get your money, papas.
Yeah.
At that point is what I'm trying to say. So, next fight on the card, it's ya boy, Orion Cosce. You just seem like a big Orion Cosce guy. You're not. You're more of a Lewis Cosce guy?
Neither.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they're fine.
Versus Gilbert Urbina.
Yeah. It's a good name. I like that name, too.
Urbina. I like it.
Yeah.
He looks mischievous.
He is.
Yeah.
You know what's mischievous about him?
What?
The fact that... You're talking about Urbina, right?
Yeah, look at him.
The fact that my dude lost to Tresean Gore on The Ultimate Fighter, and then lost to Brian Battle,
and still made it to the UFC.
So
that's fire.
That is mischievous, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, let's start with Orion Cosce. Cosce? Cosce Fugudome. Shout out Cosce Fugudome, wherever he's at these days.
What happened to that dude, bro?
Probably just went back to Japan.
That guy, because of his last name, was slanging jerseys.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he was slanging jerseys.
And number 1. It was a good number. Okay. That's how you feel.
Yeah, just need to let him know.
Anyways, this is 2 grapplers. That's what this fight's about. Orion Cosce, very good wrestling. Striking isn't the best, and he has a bit of a suspect chin. So
that's just sus, cuh.
He doesn't stay very safe. He does get brawly. Both dudes actually get hit a ton. Like, these two are the type to just take damage. You know? You would drop both of them. That's just how you're feeling today? You're just threatening these UFC fighters? Let's get it, you know? If that's
me in person meeting them.
You know who... Right.
Orion! Good to see you!
So, you know who Orion beat last time out, right?
Nah, me, my dude.
Yo, boy. Blood Diamond. He beat Blood Diamond.
I was this close to saying that this is your boy. Literally.
I'm not letting that happen.
Literally.
But what does that mean, right?
Literally.
Shout out that guy. But what does it mean? You know, you beat Blood Diamond. Like, Blood Diamond... Blood Diamond outstruck him. Like, which, you know, you would expect to happen. He is, I guess, a striker.
I loved Leonardo DiCaprio on that.
Pardon?
I loved Leonardo DiCaprio on Blood Diamond.
Blood Diamond, great movie.
Really good.
I don't even know. Is that a movie?
Yeah.
Shout out Blood Diamond, the movie.
Yeah.
Never seen it. Maybe I'll
really?
check it out. Yeah,
check it out.
All right. Anyways, he hasn't been very impressive. And he wasn't impressive against the guy who hasn't been impressive, is my point. Right? And that's fair. And then we have Gilbert Urbina, as I mentioned. This guy lost to my boy Tresean Gore on The Ultimate Fighter. Yeah. Tresean Gore had to pull out of the finale.
Lost to Sean Brady, LFA.
Lost to Sean Brady before that in the LFA. Lost to Brian Battle, whose name is being mentioned for the 6th time in this card. As I said, he's all over this card. Another guy that gets hit a ton, man. And I just don't see it with Urbina, man. He's nothing special. I think he can get a decision win here over Orion, but I'm going to stick with Orion here strictly due to the fact that I think he has better grappling, better wrestling at least. And I think he can get the takedowns when he needs them and just kind of control the fight. It seems like Urbina struggles when he faces the wrestlers. You mentioned Sean Brady. I said this before, I'm going to say it again. I don't trust many of these Ultimate Fighter guys as of late. They have been pretty damn terrible except for Brian Battle. So I'm going Cosce by decision.
Yep. Yeah. I pretty much your entire breakdown is exactly correct, at least to me. So I'm gonna go Urbina by decision, 29-28.
That's twice we're just.
I think it's gonna be a close fight.
Yeah.
I think the difference is really gonna be the cardio. I think Cosce does not have the best cardio. I think that's gonna be his undoing. I think Urbina does have a decent cardio advantage here. You know, I've seen him hold his own on the feet versus Brian Battle until, he wasn't. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Watching Orion was like, it was one of the fighters in this card where I was like, man, like, he's got heart, but I think that's about it. So I think the cardio is really going to be the difference here. I think you pretty much said it all, though. So, also, I think the striking advantage goes to Urbina, personally. So.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Neither one of them is a very good striker.
You're absolutely right. It's two kind of wrestlers.
I know we disagreed a ton last week.
Yeah.
But I did pretty damn well, and I feel like on this card I'm not going to do well.
You did better than I did last card for sure.
Well, because
you missed it by 1.
No, I think it was like 2 or 3. I think I ended up with 3.
You could have just let that slide.
I think whatever.
That's fine.
I think I missed 3.
If that's your opinion. Next fight on the card, it's Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus Vanessa Demopoulos.
A Polish lady versus a Greek lady. This is what we got.
No thanks, imagine. I'm just kidding. Who went first on the last one?
I did.
Okay, I guess I'll take this one first. Yeah, Karolina Kowalkiewicz has fought the clearly better competition.
Right.
She's not knocking anybody out. I was actually kind of shocked looking through her record how long she's been in the UFC.
Yeah,
she's been around for a hot-ass minute, man. And she has fought, some of the best ladies in the business. She's lost to every single one of them.
Right.
But
that's the interesting part.
Jessica Penne, trash. Yan Jianan, who's really good, obviously. She took her to unanimous decision.
Yeah.
Took Grasso to a unanimous decision. She fought 2 of my girls, Alexa Grasso, Michelle Waterson-Gomez, Jessica Andrade. She dropped the shit out of her. Her last win was a split. Well, aside from her last 2 versus Felice Herrig and Silvana Gomez Juarez, she beat Felice Herrig twice in a split decision.
Nice.
So, she actually does have a win versus Rose Namajunas too, by the way, in 2016.
Lost to Joanna Champion, obviously.
Of course. Yeah. So, she's really lacking in power, but she's very well rounded. And one thing I noticed as I watched her film, though, is I feel like she's getting better as a grappler, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Early in her career, she wanted to strike. She's a Muay Thai fighter.
She's a kickboxer.
She's a kickboxer. Just like pure. She has some Krav Maga experience. So, but I feel like she's 37 now, but it seems like she's gone to the grappling more.
Mm-hmm. And she's evolving her game. I agree.
And I like to see that. And I don't know if that was just because the matchups and she was fighting women that weren't particularly good at the grappling, but Vanessa Demopoulos won 3 of her 4 UFC fights. She's got the second shortest reach in the entire company.
Yeah, she's tiny.
59-inch reach. She should have the ground advantage in this one, though. Which is interesting because, like I said, Karolina's been working on that. She's more of a jiu-jitsu practitioner than anything else. She's got nice elbows from top position. They're both pretty aggressive, man. I kind of like both these girls, honestly. Yeah. All things considered, for middling, women's fighters. This is, almost too tight for me to call. I don't really want to pick a fighter here, honestly.
Okay.
But...
You don't have to. Hey, you're... You're entitled.
I guess I'll lean Karolina just because of the competition that she's fought more than anything else. And you said it yourself a couple weeks ago on this very podcast, right here at the 10-7 MMA.
10-7. What did I say?
Is in the women's division. You said, and I quote, in the women's divisions, it seems like experience matters more than anything else.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to lean with Karolina, winning a close decision, very close, and I don't feel strong about it, but that's the way I'm going.
So, the theme of this episode, besides Brian Battle, and besides fighters that like have a flaw and we know what it is, there's a third theme. The third theme is me and you getting different answers from the same exact like math. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Obviously, Karolina Kowalkiewicz, way better competition she's faced. I think the stand-up skills are levels above Vanessa Demopoulos, at their best. I'll use something that you said.
Wow.
Since you said something I said. The age gives me pause.
Oh.
That's a DS. That's a DS saying. So the age gives me pause here.
It certainly does.
Yeah. So.
But how old is this chick? She's in her 30s too.
She's 34.
That's 3 years,
right?
bro.
But there's been a ton more fights.
Let me see the video. The camera.
You want to see the camera? You want to look at yourself?
No. I just want to see if they can see it from.
What you're doing over there?
They don't know shit.
You don't want to tell them who this episode's sponsored by?
This episode is sponsored by your mother, bitch. No, I'm sorry. This episode is sponsored by Maker's Mark.
Shout out, Mark.
Maker's Mark. Throw up and fight your family.
Yeah. I'm down. So, anyways.
That might not be the official slogan.
I don't think so. Yeah, but, if they want to say something to us about it, reach out, Maker's Mark. We'll have a convo.
Sponsor us, then.
You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I think the last time out, Karolina Kowalkiewicz needed to rely on her grappling. You mentioned that the grappling does look better.
She did.
And I think if she has to rely on the grappling, then that's no bueno with Vanessa Demopoulos. You feel me?
I do.
So that's how I got there. I'm taking Vanessa Demopoulos.
Originally, I was too.
Underdog.
I just want you to say.
You want me to say that? Originally, he was.
No, I just want to say.
You just want to say.
I originally was also picking.
Called, you know that song?
To say, I love you. But no, originally I was also going immediately after watching the film. As I went down to, I was going Demopoulos.
Nice.
But then I was like, Greek, no for me.
But like you're just down for the Polish.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I saw Vanessa Demopoulos in AZ. She is a very small lady.
Is she thick? She's thick.
Yeah, she's a little thick.
Yeah.
She's pretty thick.
Yep. All right. Someone who's not
about
thick.
Her previous career,
smart,
right?
Is that,
You know about her previous career? She was a stripper.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. She actually got into MMA through stripping.
Get out.
Like the manager at the strip club was like, you're like pretty athletic. You should try out MMA, and she did it.
Oh my god. She's just like, he's like that motion is really good. Sorry.
You can throw a mean back in.
He was like, oh, Vanessa. You know who wasn't a stripper?
Maheshate
versus, this is the next fight on the card, versus your boy, Viacheslav Borshchev.
This is my boy.
Who's got the most Russian-sounding name.
Yeah.
It's like a very 1990s Russian sounding name.
Oh, yeah.
Slava Borshchev.
It's like around the wall,
Borshchev
that
is like, if I had to think of like a fake Russian last name, I would probably pick Borshchev.
Would you?
Maybe. I say that now, but baby, hindsight's 20/20. So,
for some reason, I just thought of Zangief. Shout out Street Fighter.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You know what I will say too? I just want to say for our gamer watchers, all 81 followers or subscribers that we have.
Is it at 81?
Or is it 80?
I think it's 80.
Oh,
get us to a hundo, man.
Come on,
we're trying.
Look how hard we're working. We got Sylvester Stallone doing fucking the spin of Rooney over here. Y'all can't follow. Come on.
Right.
I just want to say, well, first of all, who is your Street Fighter fighter?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. Like, I would switch them around, bro. Like, obviously, everyone uses Ryu, Ken, E Honda if you want to be easy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Akuma? Vega was like a...
Ooh, I love Vega.
Yeah, Vega was like
Dawson.
a unique... Dawson was dope.
Dawson was my guy.
Towards the end of my playing, it was Dawson.
Dawson was my guy.
Yeah, he was dope. Shout out Dawson.
He had that long thing, bro. he was stretched.
You're for sure like a Guile guy.
Oh, God. That's Mark Sheeby.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yep. In any case, please take it away and let's make this one quick.
We're talking about Maheshate and Borshchev.
Borshchev.
Maheshate, young guy, 23 years old, fun striker, pretty explosive. He's technical at the same time, so that's good. He's a fun striker to watch. He lost last time out to Rafa Garcia, and in that fight, he struggled with the takedowns. Lucky for him.
That was a fucking battle, dude.
It was.
Holy shit.
Lucky for him, though, Borshchev, who's a Dancing with the Stars guy, had to throw that out there. He's also a good, he's not a takedown guy at all. He actually, he struggles with the takedowns himself.
One of the few guys with the last name ending in a V.
Yeah, that ain't
who's
about
not
that
about that shit at all.
Right. So I believe.
Well, you know why? You know why?
Yeah, I know why.
Why?
Well, I don't want to say.
Because he doesn't have
a neck beard
and a Muslim first name.
Yeah. So there's that. But anyways,
I can say that.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, good striker. He is powerful. He struggled with getting taken down as well. So. There's that. This is going to be a stand-up fight. I don't see why this would go to the ground.
Dude, no question.
And I'm just going to keep it short. I think when it comes to the stand-up, I think Borshchev is more dangerous than Maheshate is.
Yeah.
And if there is grappling, I don't know why my voice just did that.
I was going to ask you
if
what the
there
fuck
is
that was.
Yeah, I don't know. But if there is grappling, he is working with Team Alpha Male. You know, those guys, they like to wrestle. They're little guys, so I don't know why the hell he's there. But yeah, I'm going Borshchev. I don't know if it's going to be by knockout or decision, but I'm taking Borshchev. He's the better stand-up fighter, and this will be a Muay Thai kickboxing fight. So,
Yep. I agree, brother. I agree.
Cool.
My forearms look great.
They do look thick.
Hell yeah.
2 C's.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm going Borshchev too, man. Former kickboxing champ. I mean, both these guys, right? Like, they're both kickboxers. You know, Maheshate has the length. Pause. Borshchev is got like the awkwardness and the power. I think he's got
claws.
I think absolutely, which is weird, but I think he's got the clear great haircut though.
Yeah.
I think he's got the clear power advantage, and I don't know, man. I mean, Borshchev, I know he's lost his fights, but he's looked more impressive with the striking, if that makes any sense. Maheshate has a more probably diverse arsenal of strikes.
Did you hear about Maheshate beating Chuck Norris with 2 Uzis? You heard about that, right? It's an insane story that's been
pull that up,
circulating.
You gotta show that.
Well, I'll have to link it. I can't. I'm not
link it. All right, yeah, link it. There's a Tapology page for some can that Maheshate fought. His Tapology picture is literally Chuck Norris with 2 Uzis, and I sent it to this guy, and I'm like, dude.
Did you hear on that? Yeah.
How does this guy have any chance at this point?
Yeah.
This guy beat not only Chuck Norris, but Chuck Norris with 2 Uzis.
Francis needs to watch out for
Maheshate.
Oh,
God, that's the baddest motherfucker on the planet right there.
That's it.
But yeah, man, I agree. Borshchev, you know, will he get the finish? I don't know, but definitely Borshchev.
Okay.
Moving on, next fight on the card, it is, and I'm really excited for this one,
fight.
and I really want to hear what you have to say about this one. It's Michael Johnson versus Diego Ferriera.
You want me to take it?
Did I take it last one?
I believe I started the last one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going with Michael Johnson, dude.
Okay.
I'm going with Michael Johnson. I need to do this. They're both older fighters. Diego Ferriera, always competitive. 3 straight losses. A lot more kick heavy than MJ. You know, Michael Johnson has great takedown defense. I know Ferriera is basically... He's got obviously the better ground game. He's like a jiu-jitsu specialist, but he's pretty damn good on the feet,
man. He's more than that.
He's more than... He's really good on the feet.
We're talking about Chase Hooper. He is not Chase.
My
you
God,
know what I
no.
mean?
We're talking about
two different worlds.
Like singular fighters. He's not one. He's very good on the feet too, man. Man, he took Beneil to a split decision, right?
I fought Beneil twice.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well... He's got really good jiu-jitsu, we know that, but he doesn't really use it offensively. He uses it more like defensively and like defense takedowns, and like he'll drop you and then he'll submit you. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't really go for the jiu-jitsu himself. Yeah. He's down a bang.
Yeah.
I just think that Michael Johnson is not the guy to do that with. Even at 37, 38 years old, whatever the hell he is, he's got hands, man. We know he's got the power, but for me, what I'm most impressed by is the speed, the hand speed, man. He's got that hand speed. And Michael Johnson, of all these power punchers, might be the most patient one. He really takes his time, and he's a great counter puncher. So I'm going Michael Johnson by knockout in this one.
2 things I want to point out really quickly. 21-18 for Michael Johnson. The record is super damn deceiving. He has fought a who's who.
Can I also just say this real quick? He's 8-2 as an underdog in the UFC, and he's a slight underdog in this one.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
He's fought everybody. And then with Diego Ferreira, I feel like a lot of, especially newer fans, don't understand how good the guy is because they see the 3-fight losing streak. He's fought 3 times since COVID, I believe.
Yeah.
And those are 3 losses. But it's Gregor Gillespie, who the MMA world has forgotten about. That's a top 10 guy at 155.
Yeah. What the hell? Where's he at?
God knows.
Top 10 is...
I mean, he wasn't he? Wasn't he ranked?
I mean, he was ranked. I don't know if he was top 10.
I think, whatever. Regardless, he's a ranked guy in the UFC's 155-pound division. He lost to Gamrot last time out, and as you mentioned, Beneil before that. Like, those are...
Dude, I thought he exposed Gamrot on the feet.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's good until he got... he was good, and then he got injured. Like...
Also, that was a few years ago.
Right, but don't let... just don't let the 3-fight losing streak sway you on who this guy is.
Are you going for Ferreira?
I am not.
Good.
All things considered,
glad, yeah.
I have to go Michael Johnson. I think he's the better striker.
I really wanted you to agree with me on this one.
I think he's the better striker, and he's looked better over the past few fights. I don't want to knock Diego Ferreira, but it's just like he's injured.
I also think he has a better chin, man.
He's injured, and he's the older fighter. You know?
Is he older?
Yeah, he's older.
Get out.
Diego Ferreira is the older fighter here. So I'm going to say Michael Johnson by decision. I don't know. Really tough fight, though. Really tough fight to choose.
Dude, easy. This is easy. I don't know.
Think
Now
so?
that I know that he's older, this is easy.
I mean, man, like, he's fought... As good as the competition is that Johnson's fought, like, it's the same on the other end.
He's fought better competition more recently.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. Moving on to the next fight on the card. And by the way, I'm sorry, were you done with that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm taking Michael Johnson.
You're not saying how?
Probably by decision.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's only a 3-rounder, so
yeah.
I could see that. Next fight on the card, and this is a guy that I really, really was into.
Fialho.
When he first came in, man, I was like, I love this guy. Yeah. Also, like, there's no Portuguese fighters, so having this guy, I was really excited for that. I don't know why, but it's Andre Fialho versus Joaquin Buckley. Is he your guy?
No.
Because Vimpa.
Yeah.
But please give me this one.
Sure. Joaquin Buckley, Andre Fialho. So is Fialho your boy? Let's start with that.
Not. But he was like, after his first 2, he had 2 knockouts in like 2 minutes,
right?
And I was like, let's go. I love this guy. He's wild. He's one of those guys where it was a perfect example of he was too active.
Yeah,
he was too active, like too soon.
Right.
Does that make sense?
1,000%. Like, and I have that written down.
Stop.
Here. Yeah.
Really?
It's a thing I was gonna get into.
Wow. Yeah, but, dude. That's like, and like I've never really.
And I'm happy you brought it up.
That was the first guy I really noticed that with, where I was like, it was just a little too much.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
But first, what do they drink? We got to know that.
Andre Fialho drinks, like, gin sodas, dude.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I'm a gin soda guy.
He's like, hey, dude, like, you know, you like disco dancing? He's like one of those guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, 100%.
What about Buckley?
He'll steal your girl.
Ooh, okay.
Buckley? Bro. Hennessy.
That's how you feel about it? Yeah. I feel like Buckley doesn't drink.
Well, that was my first thought, but you hate when I say that.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, so Hennessy.
No, he doesn't.
So
he doesn't drink. He probably doesn't drink though.
I don't think Buckley drinks. But
yeah.
Anyways, I'm glad you mentioned that. Andre Fialho sticks with the theme of this card. Another guy who's super fun and interesting. We know what his deal was. He looked like he was skyrocketing to superstardom.
Dude, I thought he was in a Hamzat pace.
3 fights in 3 months. I actually saw one of those. I was there at 274. He had the knockout. Then he fought on the Ilir card the week or the month after and got knocked out bad by Jake Matthews.
Bad.
And it looked like Jake Matthews was
becoming
a superstar.
Exactly. That was like, oh, Jake Matthews. And I love the celebration after he's like,
right, it was great.
No,
looked like it was his moment.
And I was like, I already liked Jake Matthews, and I wished he was better.
Right.
And it was one of we talk about guys like we wish they were better.
Yep.
That was one of those for me. It was like, oh, he's better now, and it was like, let's go, Jake. And then he got came back down.
Right. So and that left like a mark with me. So I really thought Jake was about to take off.
Oh, me too, dude.
But then, so anyways, Fialho loses that fight. Then he comes back against Muslim Salikov, gets knocked out again. And it's bad, yeah. And
that's his thing, though. He doesn't move his head at all. You said somebody else, like you said, Sato doesn't move his head, bro. This guy doesn't move his head at all.
He's down to bang, and it's like I'm glad he took some time off because he fucking desperately needed it. But it's only been 6 months.
He might have literally medically needed it.
Right.
Yeah.
and it's only been 6 months. Was that enough time? He is a very powerful striker. Good kicks, good power in the hands. Like, he's brawly as dog shit. We know what he's on. Then you take him, and now he's
almost
fighting...
like a small Duplessis.
Okay. I don't like the comparison just because I don't really like Dricus Duplessis.
I hate Dricus Duplessis.
But I kind of like Fialho.
Yeah, same.
But he's taking on Joaquin Buckley, who we know his story too. Another guy who blew up after the viral KO over my boy Impa. Buckley's so damn powerful himself, and at times he looks really technical, and at times he looks really good. He works the body. He does all the things you want to see from a guy of his stature, and then all of a sudden he doesn't look that good. He looked terrible at times, and it's like, which Buckley are we getting? Last time he looked good against Chris Curtis, and then he got knocked out.
Man, yeah.
Like, I think both dudes are similar, Dino. They both got knocked out their last time out. Both guys have real power. I just think Buckley has faced the higher level of competition as of late. I'm going Buckley by knockout, even though Fialho can knock him out very quickly. I think this fight will be very interesting, and it could be fight of the night if it goes long enough.
It's not going to.
And it
could.
probably ends in a knockout, though. I'd love to see the over-under on rounds. I'm going Buckley by KO. What do you got?
Yeah, somebody's getting knocked out here.
Yeah.
Somebody's getting knocked out here for sure. And it's probably going to be Fialho, sadly. I really like both these guys. You covered it perfectly, man. I think the difference is going to be Andre Fialho is just too stationary. Mm-hmm. Doesn't move his head enough. The footwork's not nearly as good as Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin Buckley's bouncing around. He's moving, man.
Why can't he do that all the time? Like, you see him freeze up sometimes, Joaquin
Buckley?
It's
so when he gets hit.
Like the Kevin Holland fight, he started just kind of
when he feels power.
Right.
And Fialho is even worse at that, though.
Okay.
So for
that's
me,
how you feel.
100%.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the biggest difference is the movement and the footwork. I think Buckley will knock him out. Somebody's getting knocked out within a round and a half. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm going Buckley by knockout too.
There we go.
So
should be fun.
Moving on to the next fight on the card, and what a banger this is. Emily Ducote versus Loopy Godinez.
Since you're so excited about it, you should go first.
Yeah, I will. Ducote, very calm and collected. Nice leg kicks. She fucked up Jessica Penne bad with them. Jessica Penne was a 40-year-old woman at that point, and, at 115 pounds, Her last time out versus Angie Overkill, she basically was walked down and couldn't get anything at all going.
Yeah.
Like, anything at all, So, sure, Angie has that awkward pressuring style, but it was just way too much for her. Her corner was literally, shaking their heads and shit. So, this one's pretty straightforward to me, man. I think Loopy Godinez has more power. She should be the hungrier fighter, just based off her style. My only thing is she looked absolutely terrible in her last fight.
Awful.
She looked so bad in her last fight. She's had a couple robbery wins, too. So, and another weird fight. You have better wrestling than any woman in this weight class, probably.
Yeah.
Why do you not use it? So, for me, if she uses her God-given gifts and the thing that she's worked towards, she's going to win this pretty easily. Ducote has nothing on the ground, really. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really what this comes down to. If she can check the leg kicks, and you know what? Maybe the leg kicks will be the trigger for her to take Ducote down.
Maybe.
So I'm going Godinez by decision, 29-28, maybe even 30-27 on this one.
So with Loopy Godinez, yes, the wrestling is fantastic. She should completely rely on it. I totally agree with you.
And she never does.
I think she should be like a wet blanket. That should be her road to victory all the time. She has looked pretty damn bad in her last few fights. She got a robbery win last time over Cynthia Calvillo.
I don't know. It's got to be a mental thing, dude. I don't know.
Right. And she did the Fialho thing, where she just showed up multiple times in a row and was taking fights on short notice and doing all that. And this fight's on short notice.
Yep.
It's on, I believe, 5-6 days notice or something like that. She's looked bad. She looked bad the last time she took a short notice fight. Ducote, I think she's well-rounded for what it's worth. I think Loopy Godinez obviously has the better grappling, but I think the stand-up advantage goes to Ducote. She hasn't looked great as well. She fought Angela Hill last time out and didn't look all that.
No, and didn't Loopy Godinez fight her too? And she beat her.
Right.
So the math might be mathing.
But you know what? Since it is women's MMA, the math usually don't be mathin'. I'm going Ducote by decision. I just think
crazy.
I think Loopy Godinez not coming off of a camp is not a good look. We've seen that, and that math gave us an answer. So maybe the math be math in that way. You just got to find fucking rhythms and patterns with this shit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go first on this next one, even though you went first.
Sure.
Even though I just went first, because you always take the main event.
Okay.
It's Edmen Shahbazyan versus Fluffy Hernandez. This is really the fight that we're all...
The Golden Boy and Fluffy, the kind of cool names.
Yeah, and he's not that fluffy anymore.
No.
So, and for me, that's a big reason of why I'm picking him.
Okay.
Yeah. He looked wildly aggressive his last fight. If he comes out in that same shape, and why would he not? I believe in him.
Yeah.
First of all, I just want to say this. The odds on this are fucking crazy.
What are the odds?
Bro, I think Edmen Shahbazyan was like a plus 340 underdog, dude.
Really?
Plus 245.
Yeah.
Minus 315.
Yep.
Those are fucking crazy odds to me. This should be damn near a pick'em, I think, in my opinion. So, I'm not thinking about that, right? All I'm trying to think about is what kind of fighters does Edmen Shahbazyan do poorly against? Strong offensive wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what Anthony Hernandez did to, what's his name, last time out?
Marc-Andre Barrios.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
And not that he's some great grappler, but dude, he was manhandling.
Yeah.
He was absolutely manhandling, was relentless, showed great cardio, showed improved shape. For me, when you have, for me, I'm a guy that's lost a lot of weight. You're a guy that's lost a hell of weight in your life. You know what it takes, man. It takes a lot of mental fortitude. It takes a lot of discipline. So for me, when you're disciplined enough to go from being a guy that's called fluffy to a guy that looks great physically,
Yeah,
right?
You're just called Fluffy.
It makes a big difference to me, man. Right. Shahbazyan got absolutely manhandled by Brunson. He got 10-8'd pretty much by Hermanson in the third round. I know he fought decently in the first two rounds, but I don't know, man. Both these guys are young. This is a huge fight in this middleweight division, man. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go with Fluffy. I just think he's the more aggressive fighter. I don't know if he'll be able to get the finish. Edmen Shahbazyan's really tough. I'm going to go Fluffy Hernandez, 29-28 decision.
Cool. Sticking with the theme of this card, another guy we know his issues, Edmen Shahbazyan. It's the grappling. We've seen that time in.
But he's not bad.
No, but that's who's kicking his ass. It's the guys that take him down, and he can't really get up and do anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's only 25, though, man. Like, that's crazy.
But Fluffy's only 29.
29. I'm not saying he's an old guy. I'm just saying Shahbazyan at 25 years old, you hope to see those improvements, and maybe we are seeing them slowly. I think this kid will at some point have a resurgence in his career where he will be a big-name prospect once again. I wish I could choose him here, but I can't. Against the pure grappler.
I thought you were going against me again.
No, a pure grappler and Fluffy Hernandez, I can't take Edmen Shahbazyan over him. I feel like we've seen this movie before. I'm taking Fluffy sub round 2. I hope Edmen Shahbazyan proves me wrong and wins this fight. I think
you get a finish. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Moving on to the main event of the evening.
Nice.
Do you know Bam Bam?
What are we looking at?
It's Mackenzie Dern versus Angie Overhill Kill.
I've heard of them.
Overkill Hill.
Overkill Hill.
Overhill Kill. It's not...
Overhill. Over the hill.
Wait, do I go first on this?
Yeah. Do you think Angie
we fucked that up. It was perfect.
Who cares? Do you think Angie's over the hill?
Man, I don't think so. I think her style of fighting lends itself well to longevity.
Yeah.
She's got no power. She's got such an awkward style. She looks like a fucking praying mantis, hunched over. I just think Mackenzie Dern's gonna be too much, man. I just think I know she's way younger, way thicker, got a fat ass. I would hit that shit. She's sexy. Angie Overkill. No, but I just think she's more powerful, and I think she's obviously the younger fighter. I can see she has made many improvements in her striking. Not that Angie Overkill is anything special in any one realm, right? She's very well rounded. She's gonna want to keep this standing.
Yeah,
it's a 5-round fight, dude. She's gonna get her down at some point.
Right.
So, I see Mackenzie Dern by sub, and Angela Hill is very hard to finish. I just think she will, and even if not, I could see Mackenzie Dern winning a 3-2 decision. Yeah.
So, when it comes to Mackenzie Dern, it's another person on this card. We know exactly what she's about. Disgusting jiu-jitsu skills. You're in huge trouble if she gets you down. She struggles to get the fight down. Her biggest thing is, her biggest weakness
Angie is like not a big. Right. She's not the striker that Yan Jonan is. No, so you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I just think Mackenzie Dern's takedowns ain't all of that. Yeah, that's her issue.
And you're right.
Yeah, I mean, if she figured that out, if she was a good wrestler, she would be a top level contender.
She got a big mouth.
Yeah, she does.
She'd probably sing 2 songs at once.
Nice, I like that. That's a good one. Where'd you hear that?
My dad told it to me.
It's a good dad joke.
Yeah.
Anyways, I know it sounds crazy, but I think she could contend for a title if she figures out the wrestling.
Dern?
Yeah.
Well, that's like what Dana wants. Right. It's like what everybody wants. Of course.
Angie is the better striker here for sure.
Doesn't have nearly the cheeks that Dern has.
Not at all. But she is the more experienced fighter. She's probably the smarter fighter. She's a decision fighter, Angela Hill. She's going to win the fights by being smart, being quick, counter shots, in and out, all that kind of stuff. I think this being a main event changes a lot. That's nice. You guys might have heard that. This is a good microphone. But I think this fight being a main event...
That's a first.
That is a first.
Yeah.
Shout out firsts.
Shout out farts.
Farts. There we go. But I think this being a main event does kind of change things up. Or not necessarily change things up, but it solidifies what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And in 25 minutes, like you said, she is going to get Angela Hill down. Stop it. She's going to get Angela Hill down at some point.
100%.
And I think she's the more dangerous fighter. She's more likely to find a finish.
Guaranteed.
So, yeah, man, Mackenzie Dern, I think in 25 minutes she probably finds a sub. And like you said, if not, she probably wins a decision. I'm going for 3 in a row here. You're telling me the next week that the UFC is off.
Yep.
That is some good news. Because
we're going to fucking pump out content, though.
We're going to pump out a ton of content.
Pump that shit.
And y'all can find that content here on YouTube if you click the little bell. Just do it. Just click the bell. You'll get notifications on your phone. It'll tell you when videos drop. Or if you want to request something, if you want to talk shit to us, we're on Instagram.
If you want a shout out.
Yeah, if you want a shout out, hit me up. I'll shout you out. The 107 MMA.
Dennis Bazooka, what up, bro? God damn, we've been shouting you out for how long?
No, he talks to us sometimes, but
what the fuck, dude? You can't follow us?
Well, you know what, Dino? I'll ask him for a follow. I'll do that. I'll stoop.
I'm pretty sure we did.
I'll stoop.
Okay.
And I'll ask Dennis Bazooka for a follow.
Sean O'Malley liked our post earlier.
He did. Dennis Bazooka has a fight coming up in like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
If he wins, he's going to the UFC.
He is.
We've been talking about that since the beginning of our podcast.
Yeah.
And it's going to be cool when he gets there.
Yeah.
Because we're taking credit for that shit.
100%.
So shout out Dennis Bazooka. Bro, give us a fucking follow, fam.
Come on.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
Right.
Marab talks to me sometimes. Aljo talks to us sometimes.
Hey, Marab is like the guy we're closest to, I would say.
It's crazy. So those Sarah Longo guys.
You know what video of fuck had me cracking up today? You don't need a drama. People hate on her.
Yes.
I love her.
I like her.
I love her.
Yeah. I've only seen her MMA content.
She's adorable.
Yeah.
Like, I followed her before.
Okay.
Like she did, but like she's adorable. She does a great job. I think she does a great job blending like interesting shit for people who don't watch MMA. Like she makes it interesting. Yeah, like I appreciate that.
The video with her and Marab, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, hey, dude, that one had me fucking crying.
It's a great one. It's a great
I've seen it before.
Yeah.
But you know what? Link that for them too.
I will link
that shit had me fucking crying because it's if you haven't seen it, Nina asked Marab about like a video in Jamaica and he puts like a choke on a girl. And her defense is to start grabbing his dick. and she was like, what is that called? Like, what's that about? He's like, I don't know, but all the girls I was talking to and all this shit, they all like left me like...
Right. Poor guy, you know? I love Marab. Marab's the absolute...
I don't fuck with him. He's a cuck, but that had
don't
me
do
rolling.
that.
I'm sorry.
Marab is an absolute certified my boy. And I love Aljo, but Marab might be the best bantamweight on the planet. Anyways, let's leave off with that. We've been saying a lot of shit. Guys, please like and subscribe. The 107 MMA. Ring the bell on Instagram. Dino, do you have anything else to say?
Nope.
We are pumping out content this week, right?
Oh, yeah, we have to.
Yeah, we're doing that, so look out for that. He's DS, a.k.a. MMA Youngboy, a.k.a. Themba Garimbo's biggest fan. I am Dino Bam Bam. Shout out Dennis Bazooka. Hope you win your fight, brother, and get to the UFC. We good?
Yeah.
Peace.